Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please find your seats. We're going to begin this morning's service. Welcome to Jake's Bar Mitzvah service here at Temple Ves Shalom on Shabbat morning. I'm Rabbi Joanne Loyven, and I'm joined by Cantor Del Nicholson this morning, and we are so pleased to all be together to begin our Shabbat service and to begin Jake's Bar Mitzvah service as one community. We begin on page 74 with Ma Tovu. It's a custom that the bar mitzvah boy wears a talit for the first time, as today he will be leading the service and reading from Torah. So I am now pleased to invite up his parents to present him with this talit. I think it's right there. Oh, great. He's not hiding for long. Beautiful. So Jake, this talit is beautiful, first of all. And it has, as you can see, 4 corners. I'm just going to have you hold it if you do want to come on this side. Perfect. It has 4 corners, and each of the corners has a fringe, tzitzit. And these fringes represent all of the commandments. These are both the good deeds that we've been learning about and also the Jewish rituals that make us particularly Jewish. And this is what we get to remember every single time that we put a talit on, is that we're wrapped in all of these good deeds and all of these things that make Judaism special. And I want you to remember every time you put this talit on, not only that you'll be wrapped in all the tradition, but also you're wrapped in God's love and your parents' love. So I invite you to, let me just grab the microphone, to say the blessing just before putting on the talit.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehitatef b'tzitzit.
Amen. Beautiful. And as is custom with any time that we are so excited to celebrate a special moment, we have a prayer for this in Judaism. It is the Shehechianu prayer, which is where we are so grateful and we express our gratitude for coming to this time and this place and arriving at this exact very special moment. So parents, you can stay up here. Jennifer and Eric.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lozman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lozman hazeh, lozman hazeh. Amen.
Amen. And now, Jake, it's your time. I am so honored to invite you up to the bima as he will continue to lead the service for us this morning.
We chanted Nisim B'chol Yom responsively. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher natan lesisvina lachavhin ben yom uven laila.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, pokei ha'ivrim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, zokech kefufim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, rokach haaretz al hamayim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechin mitzadei gaveh.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish aromim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hanotain layarev koach.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, ma'avir shenai me'enai, utnuma me'afa pai.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani ben horin.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tselem Elohim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael bigvura.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifarah.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah.
Amen.
Please turn to page 180 for the Elud Devarim. Elud Devarim she'en lachem she'ur, she'adam ochel perotechem, va'olam hazeh, v'hakeren kayemet lo la'olam haba, va'elu chen. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of this world. While the principle remains in the world to come, they are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study, morning and evening dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all. V'talmud Torah keneged kulam. Please turn to page 188 and join us in singing Psalm 150. Please turn to page 194 and rise for the Hatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמד דברו חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה, בעגלה, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, להלבולה בהלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה, ויתהלל שמי דקודשו בריחו. לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה, ואמרו אמן.
Please be seated.
Not yet, not yet. Sorry. Yalalai, lalai, 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 yalalai, lalai. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. La-la-lai, la-lai, ya-la-lai, da-dai, la-la-lai, da-dai, ya-la-lai, da-dai, la-la-lai, da-dai, ya-la-lai, da-dai, ya-la-lai, da-dai, ya-la-lai, da-dai.
Please be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvorei hoshech, oseh shalom uvorei et hakol, hama'ir la'aretz ladevarim la'ele barahamim, uvtuvo mechadesh bechol yom tamid maaseh vereshit. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer hameorot.
Amen.
We continue on page 198. Ahava rabba avtanu Adonai Eloheinu, hemla gedola vitira hamalta aleinu, ba'avor avotenu ve'imotenu. We join together singing Va'erenenu.
Va'erenenu b'toratecha, v'dabek libeinu b'mitzvotecha, ve'yached lemavenu, le'ahava u'lira et shemecha, ve'lo nevosh, ve'lo nikaleh, ve'lo nikashel, le'olam va'ed, ki b'shem kodshecha, hagadol v'hanora, na'atachnu, na'gila, v'nismecha, na'gila, v'nismecha, b'shuatecha. Mahavienu le'shalom, me'arba kanfot ha'aretz, v'tolichenu kol
We read responsively in the middle of page 199. O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear. In every land, in every age, your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways. And yet, O God, you are one, unifier of humanity. We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully, we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel. And joyfully, we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life, we would turn to you and find purpose. May the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds, and their passion of righteousness stir our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher ba'amo Yisrael v'chava. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Ve'afta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha ufol nafshecha ufol meotecha ve'hayu hadevarim ha'ele asher anochi mesavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'dibarta bam ve'shiftecha bevetecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha Ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein enecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot betecha, uvisharecha. Leman tiskeru, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, ve'item kedoshim lelochechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem, me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem lelohim, ani Adonai Elohechem. We read together on page 203. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. We turn to page 205 and rise for the Amidah.
Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehillatcha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסרים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה, אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם, אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה, אדוני, מחיי הכל.
We remain standing for the Kedusha on page 208.
לקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, אלוה כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדוננו, אדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני במקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישביענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון לדור ודור. הללויה.
לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיגו לך. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיגו לך. ולנצח נצחים קדושך נקדיש, קדושך נקדיש. ושיבך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם לעולם ועד. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיגו לך. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד קולך ולנצח נצחים קדושה נקדיש לשיבה אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם לעולם ועד.
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips.
Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. We join together singing Vishamru, page 210. Vishamru v'nem et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledortam berit olam.
Beini uven bnei Yisrael, otil leolam, otil leolam, otil leolam.
Vishamru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledortam berit olam.
Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz.
Vishamru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledortam berit olam.
Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash.
Vishamru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledortam berit olam.
The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed.
We continue with a prayer for gratitude, Modim Anachnu Lach, on the bottom of page 213.
We'll do Modim in just a minute, but first we would like to hear from Jordan as she sings for us the beautiful Ritzeh prayer on page 212.
Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu Be'am ha'Yisrael. Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu Be'am ha'Yisrael. Utefilatam be'ahava tekabel. Utefilatam be'ahava tekabel. Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu be'am ha'Yisrael. Adonai Eloheinu be'am ha'Yisrael. Tehi leratzon tamid avodat Yisrael ameha. Tehi leratzon tamid avodat Yisrael ameha. Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu be'am ha'Yisrael.
We continue with a prayer for gratitude. Modim anachnu lach on the bottom of page 213. Modim anachnu lach she'ata hu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu le'olam va'ed. We pray that we may not live but by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulcha na'eh le'odot. We sing together a prayer for peace. Sim Shalom, page 216.
I'd like to sing a special Sim Shalom, Yihiyeh Shalom. Let there be peace in our world. And Jake, this is also a prayer for you and for your future, that there be a world of peace where there will be understanding and love. And you certainly will be a part of that. I've gotten to know you a little bit, and I know that you'll be definitely a force for goodness and peace in this world. When we hear one another, there will be peace in the world. When we understand one another, there will be peace in the world. When we love one another, there will be peace in the world. Yeh Shalom. Yeh Shalom ba'olam, Yeh Shalom, Yeh Shalom. When we believe in one another, there will be peace in the world. When we learn from one another, there will be peace in the world. When we work with one another, there will be peace in the world. Yeh Shalom, Yeh Shalom ba'olam, Yeh Shalom, Yeh Shalom. When we believe that peace will come, we can see the beauty in everyone. When we believe that peace can be, that we are children of one family. Yeh Shalom, Yeh Shalom ba'olam, Yeh Shalom, Yeh Shalom, Shalom.
We now turn to Seder Kiryat HaTorah. I invite you all to rise as we open the Bima and turn to page 246. And if you are one of the first ark openers, I also invite you you can find the honors right in here. I invite you to the bima to open the ark. Jake, this is the Torah. This is Israel's sacred heritage. This is Israel's morashah, Israel's sacred heritage and tradition. Wherever the Jewish people have been, the Torah has been. From generation to generation, the Torah has continued to be the steadfast pillar of our tradition and what has kept our communities together. Lador Vador, which you and Jordan just sang so beautifully, means from generation to generation, that it has been passed down, and you are the next person to receive the Torah today on your bar mitzvah. And to symbolize this passing down of the chain of tradition, I invite your parents and grandparents to the bima, and we will pass it down, Lador Vador, from generation to generation to your arms.
יצמחו השמיים ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ. ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ. יירם הים, יירם הים, יירם הים ומלואו. 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 ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ. הבאנו שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום, שלום, שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום, שלום, שלום עליכם. ארצה עלינו, ארצה עלינו, ארצה עלינו. ארצה עלינו, ארצה עלינו, ארצה עלינו. חרשנו וגם זרענו, חרשנו וגם זרענו, אבל עוד לא קצרנו, אבל עוד לא קצרנו, אבל עוד לא קצרנו, אבל עוד לא קצרנו.
You may be seated. And it's now my pleasure to invite back up Jennifer and Eric so that they can share their blessings with Jake this morning. Or just Jennifer, either way.
Well, Jakey, how and where do I even begin? You and Dad have been enjoying making fun of me for months, as I would get all choked up just thinking about this moment and with every mention of me wanting to discuss this day. All I could do was think about how I would ever be able to stand up here and adequately express to you how you have been the greatest blessing and gift to me. From day one, you have been the light of my life. For years, I prayed to God to bless us with another child and a sibling for Jordan. When I found out I was pregnant with you, I was overjoyed and with great anticipation and love awaited your arrival. You did not come easy, but from day one, you completely stole my heart. You were the first boy in our family and quickly became our little prince. You, Jake, completed us. I can honestly say that I have loved each and every stage of your life thus far. From sitting with you for hours upon hours in my arms because the doctor said you needed to be kept in an upright position to avoid choking from your silent reflux, to your toddler days when you would cry and hold on to my leg as I would be getting dressed to go out to a movie with Dad, begging me not to leave you, to your pirate days and what seemed like an endless superhero phase, to sending you off to camp for 8 weeks and you waving goodbye and not even looking back, as I sat hysterically crying and made Dad stay at the airport until I watched your plane take off. To spending my days and weekends watching you play all your sports, and now having you and your friends fill our home with life and laughter. I would go back and do it all over again. Most think I'm crazy the way I don't ever want to miss a pickup and a chance to actually get you talking to me in the car, or a weekend filled with multiple basketball and lacrosse games all over town. Well, Jake, honestly, I can tell you there is no place I would rather be. I am forever your biggest fan. You know that. You are smarter than all of us. You have a quiet, laid-back way and a pure sweetness about you that is so special. You are a great athlete, our personal travel agent, full of fun and sometimes mischief, and you are definitely responsible for a majority of my gray hair. But I can go on and on about you, but what makes you so remarkable is really your determination when you set your mind to doing something, your strength of character, and your heart. Your teachers, coaches, and everyone who knows you sees the laid-back, happy-go-lucky kid with a quiet confidence, positive attitude, and unsinkable spirit. As I spent the last few months going through all the old pictures and videos of the last 13 years of your life, I sit back and just marvel at you and all you were even in your younger years. From day one, we dragged and schlepped you along to all of Jordan's outings. You never once complained. You traveled and supported her and her basketball team all over the country, and you were their biggest fan. You are supportive, loyal, and the most unselfish and best brother ever. In January, after months of watching you train harder than ever before in preparation for your basketball season, you end up breaking a few bones in your wrist and were out for the majority of your school season. I know how devastated you were. I know how much pain you were in. But what did you do? You held your head up high, asked us to take you back to school to see and be with your coaches and your team. You supported both your teams and made the best of this unfortunate situation. You insisted on not missing a game, sat on the sidelines with your teammates and coaches, and showed us all what a true team player looks like. The way you handled yourself spoke volumes to your character. Over this past year, you have had a full plate, to say the least. You have been juggling basketball practices, games at school, your travel team, lacrosse games and practices, broken bones, injuries, bar mitzvah tutoring, endless amounts of schoolwork, your busy social life, and everything in between. I pleaded with you to temporarily cut back on something, and you would not even entertain the thought. About a month ago, when school finally confirmed your 7th grade class trip to Washington the week before the bar mitzvah, and leaving the day after we would be getting back from Carly's graduation in Michigan, and knowing all you still needed to learn and prepare for today, I was completely overwhelmed for you and started to freak. And what did you do? You looked at me and said in your true Jake fashion, "Mom, you need to relax and just chill. I got this." And somehow, some way, you did. Nothing phases you and nothing frazzles you ever. And I absolutely love that about you. It's truly another one of your remarkable qualities. You have a gift of rising to any challenge. You step up to the plate, whether for your team or for anything you set your mind to doing. Since you were a little boy and started playing team sports, I always was most proud of your exceptional sportsmanship. No matter how upset you may get, you always manage to keep your composure. That too is a gift. Do not ever change that. All of these things contribute to what makes you so special. This is who you are. Your drive, your true competitive spirit, and your strength of character will make the difference in your life. Don't ever change, Jakey. It will help you achieve all you set your mind and heart to in the future. It is a true gift you have, one most adults wish they were blessed with. You have the heart and soul and drive of a true champion. I want you to stop and take this all in and truly enjoy this special day. I know you are most excited about not having to hear me mention your bar mitzvah one more time, but you should be so very proud of yourself and all that you have accomplished. Today's a day you will look back on and always remember and cherish. May you continue to approach life with enthusiasm, curiosity, and joy that is so true to your spirit. May your sweet, caring, thoughtful, and loving heart continue to positively affect everyone around you. May your optimism and zest for life continue to be a source of light and inspiration to us all. May you continue to grow in the light of Judaism and become a meaningful part of our people's loving and spiritual legacy. May God bless you with the best of health, happiness, love, wisdom, and success in all you aspire to achieve. You are the light of my life and my pride and joy. May your prayers always be answered. I love you so much.
Well, I second that. Have a good day. Oh, you're not that lucky. Well, my wife is really, she took my speech. I can't believe it. But really, it is so amazing to look out here and see old friends, older friends, and new friends. But most importantly, I see a room of fantastic and good people, which mean the world to all of us in our family. Having many experiences together with each and every one of you in your own way, showing our family kindness, care, and those sincere moments we have shared in quantity or in short moments, but all quality moments, and we thank you for that and very appreciative. So we truly thank you for the past, the present, and hopes for sharing the future in this great world together in some fashion or another. On behalf of Jake, Jordan, and my wife, Jennifer, which was a beautiful, beautiful speech, and she looks lovely today. I thank you all for being here today and for this most special day for our family in witnessing today of Jake, my man. As the new generation and the young people put it, you're slaying it, dog. And that you did, my son, so far. We still have some time to go here. We have confidence in you. I and us want to also thank Nana and Papi, Hilly and Judy, for being definitely the coolest and most wonderful Nana and Papi. And Uncle Ed, Carrie, Rachel, and Carly. I feel blessed every day to be involved with your lives and be family, especially Ed, with the spontaneous barbecues on the weekends. The best burgers ever. And I also want to thank the rest of our family for being here. There's so many of them here, which is just, it touches us, and we're thankful, especially driving early from Orlando. As a husband, father, and a man, I have been blessed by God to live the life I live by having the greatest pleasure and gift to be able to wake up every morning and see my beautiful, loving wife, my off-the-charts, talented, kind daughter, Jordan, and this dynamic and amazing, special son, Jake. Wow. I love you guys. The fact that I can see all three of them every day, experience the ups and downs, glory, fun, drama, and laughing parts of life with them, to truly, with all my heart and soul, love them more than oxygen, and then being loved back by them is humbling. This sense and feeling I could have never imagined to be my reality after growing up the way I did, with certain events potentially redirecting my life toward a different, non-rewarding and non-fulfilling road. So, the three of you, 1, 2, 3, thank you for being you all and allowing me to grow every day as a father and as a husband. Jake. I don't know where to start with you. Okay. Let's start with Jordan. She likes it that better. Jordy, as you did 5 years ago and were spectacular, and now today you are as well, and now you're 18, well, going on 19 at the University of Michigan. What I find great is that with all your classes, sorority, and Ann Arbor nightlife over there, that you have continued to engage and commit to Judaism by attending the Chabad and Hillel in Ann Arbor with your friends, who some have flown in here today, and I had the pleasure of going there with them, which is great, interesting. I am so proud of you, of who you are becoming, and who you are, and importantly, do not wait. You are, as a young woman, do not stop learning and yourself and others and growing. And most importantly, do not stop loving your brother the way you do. And how protective you are at times due to your relationship and love for your brother. It is so very special. Don't ever stop. I could go on forever about how talented and kind of person you are and how you truly are this brilliant person. However, you know this is Jake's day, right? When this little guy came home, you were so happy to have him for the first 3 days, at least. Then you were like, whoa, wait a minute. I do not get all of the attention anymore? With all seriousness, you're an amazing daughter, a great sister, and Mom and I love you very much, and thank you for being in Jake's corner when it really matters, and loving him, and making him feel so special. Okay, Jake, my son, my sporting bud, my travel buddy, and a lot of other things. You're up. Just like your sister, I can go on for hours telling you and everyone here of the amazing qualities as a person that you possess. So I will shorten it a little bit. Sorry about the long speech. But if anyone else wants to hear the rest of the list I want to talk about, you can catch me tonight at Jake's party. People would expect me to immediately speak about all the different sports you're involved with, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. However, what is most important and rewarding to me is your character, your kindness to others, intelligence, desire to be great by working hard, and this heart of gold with such a pure and genuine, warm soul that you have, which is a gift and born with it. And thankfully, that gene is from your mother. Your mother and I have been on so many calls with teachers, year by year, call by call, consistently marvel about how respectful a kid you are, how they love you in class. Well, some talk about how your buddy Reed or two in here talk so much, and of course, well, when they talk, you talk a little bit, right? You're not always quiet. What if you said all your friends were going bonkers one day, causing trouble and fooling around at Lehrman, and you just sat there watching them, smiling and not participating? Or they talk about your participation and your deep questions that you ask in class. That is great for us to hear, or any parent to hear. Now, I was young the other day, and I do know that no way can you be perfect sitting there in times that you participate with your buddies, I'm sure. However, the gift and importance is you have this great ability of being able to sense and feel the moments when they get near certain boundaries or actions that may cross the line, and do not ever feel like it's right or cool or hurtful for others. At your age, this is a rare and hard, especially when something may look like fun, but may not be so cool or the right thing to do. This quick ability to pull back if it does not feel right is something you have within and have successfully absorbed by learning from us. From 10 years old to 13 years old, the consequences may not be as great compared to later in life if you cross certain lines. So I hope and I know you will continue to have that inner, what they call intuition, which will help guide you to differentiate between right and wrong, insensitive and sensitive to others. And to use basketball term for my basketball friends here, when to pass on or shoot for it. Trust me, you will make mistakes and you will not achieve a certain success at the moment and think you have failed. However, any mistake or perceived failure will be your fire and impact that will allow for you to learn about yourself, others, and life, which will be your trampoline to be great and achieve your own version and dream of success. Jake, you should never, ever fear trying new things, and those things will be another part of your lifelong process to put the moments and experience together to create a rewarding and fulfillment path toward happiness and greatness, as I know this is some of the accomplishments that you want in your life. I have loved every moment of your 13 years of life, and you are full of life, passion, and love, and a special goodness. As Mommy says, do not ever change this core way about yourself. You love to go out and do anything, and that is new, and always want to explore and travel the world. Do not ever stop that. So sports, I have to say some sport things. So Jake, as Jennifer said, Jake went everywhere with us and Jordan, whirlwind trips for sports, and he never complained or said a word. People could not believe how well behaved he was at such a young age. Perhaps he was soaking it in or dreaming of doing it himself. Jake, I absolutely love the fact that you made me go out and buy a complete football gear, helmet, pads, everything, even though your mom will not let you play football. And we would go out to the fields every day and run routes with full gear until my arm would hang off. We would hang out at the Fort Lauderdale Park, drive 45 minutes, not such a great neighborhood that we went to, but we had to run routes and wait for Antonio Brown and other NFL receivers to run routes and watch you try to run and impress them. Drive 45 minutes to run routes and impress great players because you have zero fear and want to be better than them. I love getting to very interesting neighborhoods with you that Mom has never gone to and would go absolutely nuts if she saw where we went, to play street basketball and to play pickup games with me and some random guys when they thought you were some kid. To actually be playing and starting at you, run right by them and hit game-winning shot after shot from my passes after another. And these guys who are in an unknown profession, that moment and moments are priceless for me. And for grown men to tell me, I cannot believe he's only 16 years old, I say, no, he's actually 12. And they stare at me. Priceless. You do not have fear, and you do not judge the backgrounds of those guys at this, what they call maybe a rough park. You just say, when can we go back again? And when we do go back, they all say hi and let you play with joy. Because they stop judging you from the first time there, and they respect your fearless demeanor and your walk-off shot, of course, with zero celebration, and you earn their respect. Every time we go in, we end up in a JCC or YMCA or lacrosse facility and challenge the locals. Every time we walk out with people shaking their heads. It is not the talent, it is your fearless, but very quiet, not obnoxious, not celebratory way about yourself, and that is amazing. When playing with your friends at the JCC and your team, or even with others that are working on the game and maybe not at the level that the JCC kids may be, you change your personality and are not aggressive or you start passing the entire time and do not play as you do in the interesting parks that nobody sees or knows what you're doing. I realize that you just enjoy playing with your friends and you capture the true enjoyment of friendships. And they're all sitting back there. and you have the inner peace and confidence that at those moments with your friends, it is not about basketball or sports. It is about having fun and enjoying time with your buddies, goofing around, laughing, and truly experiencing a balanced quality of life that is important and for happiness in the future. I can go on forever, but I won't, so I'll let you guys go. But I could talk forever about Jake and Jordan and how they both make Jennifer and my life complete. And what is so wonderful that all of you can do the same about your kids. And that is why we are all here together on the same road, celebrating one of our boys and your boys. In conclusion, Jake, you are doing a great job. And thank you to the cantor and the rabbi. You worked very hard the past 6 weeks to prepare, and you, so far, again, slang, have slayed your bar mitzvah. Thank you, Vered. You are family to us. And Jennifer, for putting in the extra time the past month. As I have said, I am blessed to have Jennifer as my wife and to have you, Jordan, as my princess and Jake as my main man. My love for all three of you is that of affinity. Jake, congratulations. God bless.
So beautiful. And I now invite up Jordan to share some words and blessings with her brother.
I remember the day when Mom came into my room to share the news that I was going to have a baby brother. I remember wanting to name you either Adam or Pizza, with no in between. I remember the feeling of wanting a younger brother so badly, but not actually grasping the concept of having to share the spotlight for the first time in my life. Little did I know that as soon as you were born, my life was going to change forever. Jakey, Chubbs, puppy. I want you to know that watching you grow up and being by your side to see every stage of your life has been and will continue to be one of my greatest joys. Going through old pictures and videos of what seems like yesterday, I cannot believe how fast you are growing up. I, and many other people who have went through these old memories, have also noticed that I attempted to be the center of attention in every single video possible. Although I sometimes, only sometimes, still show remnants of this only child syndrome-esque behavior, I want to make sure that today is about you and this extremely important milestone in your life. I am proud to call you my brother, and I am proud to call you my built-in best friend. Not only am I proud of you today as I watch you lead the service with so much eloquence and gratification, but I am proud of the character I have watched you develop and the person you have become. You have such a sweet way about you, as you are so kind to everyone who surrounds you. You are such a lovable individual, and you make it so easy to have such a strong brother-sister relationship. You may not know this, but you genuinely inspire me every day to remain dedicated towards my goals and passions in life, to be the most kind-hearted individual, and to always be there to support others. The dedication you have to the game of basketball is unparalleled, and as annoying as the sound of the ball bouncing outside at midnight is, I am proud of the drive you possess to become great at something you love. I will admit this one time that you are much better at basketball than I ever was. Watching your love and enthusiasm for this sport pushes me to never give up on my dream of becoming a pediatric gastroenterologist, despite how awful these pre-med classes may be. Brooke. As I watch you interact with your friends, parents, coaches, teachers, and anyone whom you may cross paths with, I'm reminded to always have patience and be kind to everyone. The sweetness and gentle manner that you have is one that I can only hope to possess myself. Most importantly, you are my biggest supporter, and you have been since the day you were born. This kid right here, wow, is he a trooper. Even at an age as young as 4, he would come to my tournaments all around the country and did not complain once. He even spent his birthday watching my basketball game. He would sit there as my audience as I rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed for my elementary school plays. More recently, he has dropped everything going on in his packed schedule at home to come up to the freezing cold in Michigan just to be there for my family weekend and other events up there. I can come up with a list of over 1,000 instances where my brother has put me before himself and has supported me since the beginning. Jakey, you subconsciously push me to be the best version of myself merely through your actions, and I cannot put into words how lucky and grateful I am to have such an amazing brother. Words also cannot express how much I love you. I want you to know the importance of our relationship holds in my life, and no matter how far apart we are physically, I am always going to be here for you. As your older sister, I feel as if it is only right for me to give you advice and guidance as you open this new chapter in your life. To keep it short and sweet, there are 3 main concepts I want to bestow upon you. First off, I want you to continue chasing your dreams and to always try your hardest when doing so. Regardless of how big your aspirations are, you can achieve whatever you put your mind to. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so always try even when it may seem impossible. Next is something you definitely do not want to hear. Always keep learning new things. I promise that learning is not solely in the classroom taking tests and reading books. Learning also consists of going out to explore new places and to experience things that will broaden your range of knowledge about the world. You never know when something you learn may be useful. Lastly, and most importantly, is to not be in a hurry to grow up. Live in the present and do not take for granted the people in your life and the places where you are. Spend time with the family and cherish every second you have in the prime of your youth. Pup, now a dog, because you're getting older. Thank you, Sammy. You are remarkable, and I am so proud to be your sister. Thank you for shaping me into who I am today, and I cannot wait to be by your side as you conquer the world. I love you more than you will ever know. Mazel tov on finally becoming a bar mitzvah. You did it, and I cannot be more proud.
So beautiful. So beautiful.
Such beautiful words and blessings from your whole family. And now Jake will read from the Torah to officially have his first aliyah. But first, there are other people who get their aliyot that he will announce in just a moment. He'll be reading from Parshat Emor, which is, if you would like to follow along, there's a big book underneath some of the chairs. That's the book that you can follow along. It's on page 819. Chapter 21, verse 1 is where we'll be beginning.
Ya'amdu ha'olim la'aliyah harishona. For the first aliyah, I would like to call up my grandparents, Judy and Hilly Myers, and Rosalie McIntosh, to the Torah.
Baruch et Adonai HaMavorach. Baruch Adonai HaMavorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam. Asher Bakar Banu Mikol Hamim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe emor el hakohanim b'nei Aharon ve'amarta elechem lenefesh lo itama be'amav ki im lishero hakarov elav le'imo ulaviv ve'livno uvito ulachiv ve'lahoto habetula hakrova elav asher la hayita leish la itama.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chei olam nata b'tokenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Ya'amdu ha'olim la'aliyah hashniya. For the second aliyah, I would like to call up my aunt and uncle Carrie and Edward Garazi, my cousins Rachel and Carly Garazi, and my uncle Glenn Sheppard to the Torah.
Baruch hu et Adonai Hamvorach, Baruch hu Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed, Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Lo itama ba'al be'amav lecheha lo yikrehu korcha berosham uvat sekanam lo yigalehu uviv saram lo yisretu sarate kedoshim mihiyu lelo chechem velo yayilelu shem elochechem Ki im lishero hakarov elav lechem elochechem chem makrivim yehayu kodesh.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Ya'amdu ha'olim la'aliyah hashlishi Avi Eliyahu ben Rachel, Imi Leah, ba Avram, ba Raina, va'achoti Yardena, ba Eliyahu ve'Leah. For third aliyah, I would like to call up my parents, Jennifer and Eric Sheppard, and sister Jordan Sheppard to the Torah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamavorah. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Isha zona vehalala lo yikahu ve'isha gerosha me'isha lo yikrehu ki kadoshu lelochav ve'kidashto ki elechem elochecha hu makriv kodesh yeh lach ki kadosh ani yeh mekadishem uvat ish kochen ki tehil liznot et aviha hi mechalelet va'esh tisarev.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
We have a very special tradition in Temple Beth Shalom where the Bar Mitzvah will actually read from the Sephardic scroll, which is in our ark. So I invite you all to rise as our ark is open.
Let's fix this. Just a sec. Okay. Now we gotta find it. Let's get that. Good. Can you see it here? I can see it here. I can't see it. Okay. If you see it here, then I'll roll it this way in the middle, okay? Okay. I'll call you first. Ya'amod, Ya'amod, Habachur Bar Mitzvah, Ve'aliyah HaTorah, Yaakov ben Eliyahu v'Leah, Chazak, Chazak.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorah.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorah le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Umake v'chema isha lemena, umake adam yumat. Mishpat echad yeh lachem, kager ka'ezra yeh. Ki ani Adonai Elohechem. Vayedaber Moshe el bnei Israel, yotziu et hamikalel el mihutz lemachane, yirgemu oto. Aven uvnei Israel asu ka'asher siva Adonai et Moshe. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Wow, Yasher Koach, such a beautiful Torah reading. You should feel very proud. Mazel tov. You may be seated.
Oh, boy.
I got it.
Well, we already said that. Start here, the Haftorah.
The Haftorah for Shabbat and more can be found on page 846. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar b'nviim tovim, v'ratza v'divrechem hanemarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'b'nviei ha'emet v'asedek. Amen. V'hakohanim halviim b'nei Sadok, asher shameru et mishmeret mikdashi bit'od, b'nei Israel me'alai chema yikrevu elai leshareteni, v'yamedu lefanai להקריב לי לבדם נאום אדוני אלוהים. כהמה יבואו אל מקדשי, וכהמה יקרבו אל שולחני לשרתני, ושמרו את משמרתי. והיה בבואם אל שערי החצר הפנימי בידי פלישתים ילבשו, ולא יעלה עליכם סמר בשרתם בשערי החצר הפנימית והביתה. פערי פלישתים יהיו על ראשם, ומתנשאי פלישתים יהיו על מותניכם, לא יחגרו ביזה. ופסתם אל החצר העליונה, אל החצר העליונה, אל העם יפשטו את בגדיכם, אשר חמה משרתים בם, וחינכו אותם בלשעות וקדוש, ולבשו בגדיכם ערים, ולא יקדוש et ha'am bevigdehem. Our Haftorah continues towards the end at verse 31. Kol nevila utrefat min ha'ov umin ha'bechema lo yechalu hakohanim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sur kol halamim, tzadik bechol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer va'oseh, hamdaber u'makayem, shekol devarav, emet v'sedek, al ha'torah, ve'al ha'avodah, ve'al ha'inviim, ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, שנתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו, לקדושה ולמנוחה, לכבוד ולתפארת. על הכל, אדוני אלוהינו, אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך, יתברך שמך בפי כל חי, תמיד לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. Shabbat Shalom. It is so wonderful to see you all here as I become a bar mitzvah. I wanted to share the meaning of this week's Torah portion and more. And more is in the book of Leviticus, the third book of the Torah. In my Torah portion, the Israelites were in the Sinai wilderness at the tabernacle. The tabernacle is a tent of which they meet in. At the meeting, Moses is explaining to the Israelites all the laws he received from God at Mount Sinai. These laws were about holidays like Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, Pesach, and Shavuot. During the meeting, a fight broke out because not everyone agreed with each other about pronouncing God's name. The Torah portion ends with the laws about murder, maiming, and others in profanity. I think it's interesting that the Torah mentioned laws about how to treat people who are less fortunate. It doesn't just mention only once or even twice. This concept is mentioned repeatedly. This underlying theme shows us how important it is that we follow these guidelines. One of the commandments about the less fortunate in our community appears in my Torah portion several times. The Torah says that we are supposed to leave our fields for the poor. How we can fulfill this commandment today when most people grow their own food on their fields? Nowadays, we can view this commandment as a metaphor rather than literally. A lot of us have extra things in our homes that we don't use. Whether it's extra food, clothes we don't wear, supplies we can't give, and it's important to donate these things. This is a great way to follow this law in the modern times. I've donated clothes and supplies in the past, and I'm going to donate more in honor of my family becoming a bar mitzvah. I will continue to reflect on it and commandment and how I can uphold it throughout my life. Becoming a bar mitzvah has allowed me to answer questions I could not have answered in the past. What does becoming a bar mitzvah mean to me? It becomes becoming a man in the Jewish religion, becoming more involved in the community, practicing Judaism, and continuing the religious many traditions. Becoming closer to God, following in the family traditions of becoming a bar mitzvah, and reading from the Torah. More responsibilities responsible for my actions, and becoming more active in temple. If you couldn't tell, becoming a bar mitzvah means a lot to me. I could not have gotten to this point without the support, love, and help from many people in my life. I would like to thank everyone in the audience for watching me as I complete this milestone. I would like to thank my friends for coming and always being there for me. Thank you to everyone at Temple Beth Shalom for making this special day possible. I would like to thank Cantor Nicholson for helping me learn all the prayers and blessings and also help lead this service. I would like to thank Rabbi Loibin for teaching me about this Torah portion and guiding me through my bar mitzvah. I would like to thank Uncle Ed, Aunt Carly, and Rachel. You guys are the best cousins I can ask for. You guys are always there for me. Thank you for Grandma Rosalie for coming all this way to Miami to support me through my bar mitzvah. Thank you, Nana and Poppy, for always coming to my games and supporting me. You guys are there for basically everything, and I enjoy our lunches and times we have together. I want to thank my sister Jordan for always being there with me through my ups and downs year-round. Even during camp, you would take care of me when I would have the slightest injury or scratch. I want to thank my mom and dad for everything they do for me, picking me up at 2 a.m. from literally anywhere, going to every game I have, waking me up every day, actually dealing with me 24/7, driving me around. There's way too many stuff to name, so I'm just going to stop here. Everyone in my family plays such an important role in my life and who I am today, so thank you. Lastly, I would like to thank Eliyahu. Now Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for coming.
Jake, now it's my turn to bless you, and I'm very excited. I was so excited to meet you because I loved working with your sister Jordan, so I knew that it was going to be a blast to get to know you as well, and it has. And it's not every day that you meet somebody with the same birthday, so being born on January 8th is a very cool thing, and we both share that, and it's created a very special bond. Getting to know you and learning with you over the past few months has been an absolute blast. Each session, we chat about life for almost as much time as we're talking about Torah. You've told me so many stories about all of your family. Actually, I got a lot of family history, and how much you love your parents and your sister, and your entire love and passion for sports is just always coming out of you. It's really inspiring to see such a young person so confident and kind. It's a beautiful thing to have such an easygoing personality because people feel so comfortable being around you. I'm going to miss our meetings, so you're going to have to come back and visit often. Promise? During this season on the Jewish calendar, there are 7 weeks counted between Passover, where we celebrate the freedom from bondage, until Shavuot, where we celebrate receiving the Torah and commandments on Mount Sinai. According to Jewish mysticism, there are midot, values, associated with each week, and I think that it's perfect that your season of celebration falls during this time. Chesed is the first of the values. It means kindness, and the amount of love and compassion that you have for life, for yourself, for your family, and your community is evident. Tzedek, righteousness. Your natural moral compass, which is so clear, will ensure that you make this world a better place. Gvura, strength. You have a strong sense of self, and I know that that will guide you. Tiferet, the beauty of balance. It's amazing how you can go from talking about seemingly ordinary topics during our study to focused again, ready to learn. And it's really important to have balance in life. Netzach, power. It's clear that you're a natural leader, and when you set your mind to fulfilling your commitments, you have the power to accomplish all your dreams. Hod, thankfulness. And look how much you have for which to be thankful. Yesod, foundation. Your bar mitzvah today is your foundation for the rest of your Jewish life. You have a passion for Judaism, a passion for Chaim, for life, and respect for your tradition, and it's clear that you'll always have this foundation and the love and support of all of your family and friends, and of course all of us here at Temple Beth Shalom. I'm so proud of you, and I know that everyone here in this room is as well. Mazel tov. And I'm going to bless you now in the most ancient blessing that we have in Judaism. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yechuneka. May God's light shine upon you, and may God always be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. Shalom. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will. And now this is usually everyone's favorite part, where you see that basket of candy right there. Somebody's going to help to spread that out amongst everyone, and hopefully some of these people like you a lot and don't aim too close to your face. We're going to shower you with sweetness.
1
At this moment, you can shower Jake with the sweetness that he deserves.
Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Yedanu. Oh, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Yedanu. Yehilonu, Yehilonu, Ulecho Yisrael. Yehilonu, Yehilonu, Ulecho Yisrael. Yehilonu, Yehilonu, Ulecho Yisrael.
I now invite anyone who wants to come help us clean up all these candies. You're invited to come up, grab some candy. This is what happens when you have athletic friends, right? I invite you all to rise as the ark doors are opened for Aleinu, which can be found on page 282.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'hadon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שם לנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים. Adonai למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
At this time, we think of all of those who are no longer with us. We remember all of those who we have loved and lost, and we especially remember this morning those who are important to Jake and his family. We remember Arthur Sheppard, Irma and Al Podvin, Sylvia and Norman Myers, Lillian and Stanley Weiss, Esther and Sam Sheppard, Robert Podvin, William Donner, and Leona Salik and Leona Salik. We keep them all in our hearts and our memories as we recite Mourner's Kaddish together as one community on page 294. Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach irteh ve'amlich malchuteh, b'chayachon uvyomachon, uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, b'gala uvizman kariv ve'imru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'pa'ar ve'romam ve'naseh ve'tadar ve'taleh ve'talal shmei dekudesha brechu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata ve'nechamata damiran be'alma ve'emru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael ve'emru amen. Oseh shalom b'marmav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael ve'emru amen. Zichronam levracha, may their memories always be for us a blessing. You may be seated. And it is now my honor to invite Mr. Mark Baranek to share some gifts with our bar mitzvah this morning.
Jake, Mazel Tov. I could have sworn maybe about 5 years ago you were sitting probably over there, I don't know where you're over there. And I said, before you know it, you're going to be standing here. And now it's 5 years later, and you're here. You've grown up, and I know it's a big moment for you. Just a few minutes ago, there were a whole bunch of ladies up here, and it's nice because they were all my old students many, many years ago, and it's great to have them back here. It's funny, you were all just 14 years old. How did that happen? And I know you're a basketball player, and I think you know I coach basketball over at Miami High. I've been an assistant coach for 33 years, and we've seen a whole bunch of kids, including Udonis, including John Goebel, who's a referee, including some NFL players, and we've seen some great kids, seen some kids that didn't make it to the pros, but did a lot of good things in their life. And I know basketball is important to you, and I hope that you continue to enjoy. I know a bunch of your friends are here, your teammates are back there, and so I know you're a good team player, to make another basketball metaphor, and one of the things we always tell our kids when they're in the offensive part of the court is to be shot ready, right? To be ready in case you have to shoot, what you pass, and so on. And I think you're shot ready. I think right now you are. You got a great family. I know your family for many years, your grandparents, your mom, your dad, and you should always have nice moments like this in your life, Jake. You should take a second to look around, see your family here, see your friends, and enjoy this moment. And know that there's many more moments for you here at the temple. We hope you go to Israel after your confirmation class. We hope you march to the living. Whatever you do, all these experiences will help impact you as a young Jewish person. So I know you have stuff to do. Let's get going. This is a certificate that you indeed celebrated your bar mitzvah this morning. This is a Kiddush cup that the Sisterhood has gotten for you that you can use for Shabbat and holidays. This is a traveling Tanakh. It's English and Hebrew. The Torah, Nevi'im, and Ketuvim that's there. And here are a couple more certificates. One, that a tree has been planted in the land of Israel in honor of this moment by the rabbi, the clergy and staff. This is an Israel bond. There's an Israel bond certificate here somewhere. You'll get that. And these are 2 gift certificates, one to Nifty in Israel and one to the Alexander Muss High School in Israel program. So Mazel Tov, all the best, Jake. Congratulations. You're a nice kid. Okay. Mazel Tov.
Beautiful. We hope you use all of these gifts and you take advantage especially of Israel and making sweetness at every occasion, which is what's inside this cup and also what's inside this cup. We are going to bless this wine as we conclude your service. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, barei peri hagafen. L'chaim. You can drink it. You don't want it? No worries. I wouldn't either. It's sweet red wine. And we conclude the service with Oseh Shalom as we hope that the peace that you have brought us will continue, that your light will continue to shed life and inspiration to everyone who knows you. And you did such a beautiful job. You really should be so proud. And we can conclude with our hope for peace for the entire world. Oseh Shalom.
Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. 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 Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, and I invite you to stay seated because there's actually a special photo montage. Jake, if you'd like to stay with your family, you're welcome to.
Work it, they can't do it. Makes us all better, faster, stronger.
That don't kill me, can only make me stronger. I need you to hurry up now, 'cause I can't wait much longer. I know I got to be right now, 'cause I can't get much longer. Man, I've been waiting all night now, that's how long I've been on ya.
I need you right now. I need you right now.
Your eyes give life a new meaning. It's like I found the north light. I never knew what I needed until I felt your hand holding mine. Yeah, you say I'm your hero, but you are the one that saved me. If I ever lost you, I'd fall to my knees. I can't imagine my life without you.
Chicky, ride the horse. Go, Chicky!
Mwah. Love you. Don't remember Mom. Keeps.
My life without you. Your eyes give life a new meaning. It's like I found the north light. Oh, I never knew what I needed until I felt your hand holding mine. Yeah, you say I'm your hero, but you are the one that saved me. If I ever lost you, I'd fall to my knees. I can't imagine my life without you. I can't imagine one night without you. If something happened, don't know what I'd do. I can't imagine, I can't imagine my life without you.
along. Your touch is sunlight through the trees. Your kisses are the ocean breeze. Everything's alright when you're with me. And you're my favorite thing. Oh, the love that you bring. Well, it feels like I've opened my eyes again, and the colors are golden and bright again. There's a song in my heart, I feel like I belong. It's a better place since you came along. It's a better place since you came along. I see the whole road in your eyes. It's like I've known you all my life. We just feel so right. So I pour my heart into your hands. It's like you really understand. You love the way I am. And you're my favorite thing.
Look at who is the best brother on the planet. Jakey Sheppard, you win all awards.
It's a better place since you came along. It's a better place since you came along.
Woke up in London yesterday, found myself in the city near Piccadilly. Don't really know how I got here. I got some pictures on my phone, new names and numbers that I don't know. Address to places like Abbey Road. Take turns tonight, not turns to whatever we want. We're young enough to say, oh, this has gotta be a good life. This has gotta be a good life. This could really be a good life, good life. I say, oh, this feeling that you can't fight. The city is on fire tonight. This could really be a good life, a good, good life.
If you capture, just let me know. I'll see you in the Tony. That's cool. Thank you. They love you. They love you.
Say hello, my friends in LA, they don't know where I've been for the past few years or so. Paris to China to Colorado. Sometimes there's airplanes I can't jump out. Sometimes there's boats that don't work now. We got our stories, but please tell me what there's to complain about. When you're happy like a fool, you let it take you over. When everything is out, you gotta take it in. Oh, this has gotta be a good life. This has gotta be a good life. This could really be a good life, good life. I say, oh, this feeling that you can't fight. The city is on fire tonight. This could really be a good life, a good, good life. I know water that's thicker than blood, that's deeper than love with my friends. People coming, some people going, some people ride till the end. When I am blind, in my mind, I swear they be my rescue, my lifeline. I don't know what I'd do if I'd survive. My brothers and my sisters in my life. Yeah, I know some people, they would die for me. We run together, they're my family. When I get up, they gon' be high with me. I'll say forever, my family. My family. be my rescue, my lifeline. I don't know what I'd do if I'd survive. My brothers and my sisters in my life. Yeah, I know some people, they would die for me. We run together, they're my family.
Doesn't this guitar sound so good? So sweet.
Living in this big blue world, with my head up in outer space. I know I'll be A-O-A-OK. I know I'll be A-O-A-OK. When I see trouble come my way, I'll be making lemonade. I know I'll be A-O-A-OK. I know I'll be A-O-A-OK. Hey little lady, I know you're feeling crazy. All your other friends are busy making them babies. Been out in the real world, don't like how it's tasting. Let me change your mind with my little old saying. 2, 4, 6, 8, who do we appreciate? Put some sugar in my water, cause we making Minute Maid. Forget all the hate, do a shimmy shake. Put the pedal to the metal on the interstate. Living in this big blue world, with my head up in outer space. I know I'll be A-O-A-OK. I know I'll be A-O-A-OK. When I see trouble come my way, I'll be making lemonade. I know I'll be A-O-A-OK. I know I'll be A-O-A-OK. I'd be lying if I said I knew the way. I just eat and then pretend that it's gourmet. I've had terrible, horrible, no good, very bad days. But I'm a G, can't you see that I will always be A-OK. A-OK. I'm gonna be A-OK. You gonna be A-OK. We gon' be A-OK. Living in this big blue world, with my head up in outer space. I know I'll be A-O-A-OK. I know I'll be A-O-A-OK. Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can beat the war. You can talk to God, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you gon' find yourself standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name. Cause you burn with the brightest flame. And the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. You can go the distance, you can run the mile. You can walk straight through hell with a smile. You could be the hero, you can get the gold. Breaking over records they thought never could be broke. Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. Are you ever gonna know if you never even tried?
It's adorable! Touchdown for the extra point.
Yeah, all I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, spiders.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
Ludacris going in on the verse, cause I never been defeated and I won't stop now. Keep your hands up, beat them in the sky for the homies that ain't making it, my folks locked down. I never went nowhere, but they saying Luda's back. Blame it on that contour, the hood call it Ludayak. And I'm on this foolish track, so I spit my foolish flow. Can't never count me out, y'all better count me in. Got 20 bank accounts, accountants count me